Two officers and 5 soldiers of the Indian Army were martyred in a terrorist attack on an army unit in Jammu and Kashmir's Nagrota yesterday. Army personnel killed 3 terrorists and rescued 2 women, 2 children and 12 soldiers who had been trapped in a hostage-like situation. Bodies of the 3 terrorists have been recovered, but the total number who entered the camp was not known. The combing operations are still underway, and Army Chief Dalbir Suhag will be visiting Nagrota today. Twin terror strikes in Jammu and Kashmir have proved that there has been no let-up in Pakistan's intentions to keep India bleeding. Yet, the terror strikes which have taken the lives of at least 7 of our braves found no mention in the parliament. Where our MPs found it fit to debate and disrupt House proceedings over everything else except the plight of our brave forces along the border who fought with everything they had to secure the nation. It's not that our MPs don't have the means to take necessary steps to punish Pakistan. The question is there a political will to do so? Let's go across to my colleague Madhav, joining us live from Vijay Chowk for the latest. Good morning, Madhav. What can you tell us about how the central government is doing about this situation in Nagrota? We've unfortunately seen that there is no word coming in from the parliament. All of yesterday, they decided to disrupt the House over the issue of demonetization that they have over the last 2 weeks. Not a mention of what's happened in Nagrota. How do you think the polity will react today?
Well, yes, in fact, that's the important aspect about whether important aspects such as terror strikes should not be discussed within Parliament. Clearly, of course, on an issue where a neighboring country, Pakistan, is targeting India, shouldn't all political parties really unite and come together to discuss important aspects such as this? I have with me Syed Zafar Islam of the BJP. Zafar, how do you look at this entire issue? Don't you think all political parties, at a time of crisis such as this, it's one of the worst casualties that have been suffered by the Indian Army, 7 martyred, including Jawans as well as 2 officers. Clearly, Parliament should be discussing such important aspects rather than being stalled.
See, the biggest problem with the opposition parties that they are never interested in issues of national interest. They're always interested in their own political benefits, and that's why they are raising issues which are not relevant. Now, for instance, black money. This is the historic decision taken by the Honorable Prime Minister. But see the response of the opposition parties. There is a GST bill which is outstanding, which needs to be passed, but they are not keen to even discuss about it. What if they are what they are keen to discuss is only the people who are standing in the queue, which is slowly getting shorter and shorter, and people who are standing in the queue are actually happy that the government of India has taken such call. Yet the irresponsible political parties, opposition political parties, are not raising issues of national interest, but issues of only what interest to them.
We've seen a private member's bill, that has been put in the Rajya Sabha, that has been tabled in the Rajya Sabha, which has asked for Pakistan to be declared as a terror state. What is BJP's stance on this?
See, who doesn't know that Pakistan's state policy? Their state policy is a terrorism, and we should unitedly in the Parliament discuss and put our weight behind Honorable Prime Minister, so that Honorable Prime Minister should take a call what is more appropriate. But the problem is that the opposition parties are only interested in criticizing the government, and issues of national interest doesn't interest them at all.
Right, so you would support such a declaration of Pakistan as a terror state, because that would involve a lot in terms of Pakistan citizens not visiting India, trade ties being snapped. Do you think that time has come for India to take such decisive steps?
See, you must understand, Madhav, that this is not, all the foreign policy is not guided by emotions, is guided by the national interest, and that is more important. Honorable Prime Minister and this entire government and senior leadership are fully aware of how to protect the national interest, to safeguard the interests of the country, and should not take dissent based on some emotions and some rhetorics. People know that Government of India will take appropriate call as and when it is warranted, be it declaring Pakistan a terrorist or else otherwise. But every dissent will be taken by the Government of India in the interest of the nation, safeguarding national interests, and not just for the sake of the emotions.
Right. So clearly that's the stance as far as the BJP is concerned. Clearly a lot that would have to be considered by the
Right.
government actually before it makes any such decision. But the big question is whether at such time of crisis, Parliament should be debating such important aspects as well is an important point of consideration.
Absolutely. Madhav, request you to stay with us. We'll just come back to you in a couple of moments. Our colleague Ashish is also joining us live from Jammu with the latest updates on the situation on ground of what's really expected to happen today in terms of combing operations that continue. Ashish, update us with the latest. Bring us up to speed of what is the army now doing about the entire situation. Search operations, combing operations still continue as we speak.
Yes, the combing operation have resumed today with the first light at around 5:45, 6 in the morning. But since then, there has been no major achievement for the Indian Army. What they were suspecting last night, at least not officially, but unofficially, I was told by the local sources in the Army from local units that they were suspecting that there could be one or more terrorists hiding in the jungle from where the group of terrorists of 3 entered yesterday morning. But so far there not been any success. So if the combing operation continues for a couple of hours more or maximum by noon till today afternoon, in that case if they could not find anyone, then they will call the combing operation off as well. In addition to that, the army is certainly very saddened by the loss of 7 soldiers, including 2 major and 5 jawans. I'm told after the medical, including the postmortem and the other procedure completed, their wreath-laying ceremony would be held at the White Knights, that 16 Corps headquartered here in Nagrota. After that, the bodies will be sent by service choppers, including the Air Force helicopters and the fixed-wing aircraft to their respective hometowns, where the final rites of all the 7 martyrs would be conducted.
Right, Ashish, stay with us. We're going back to Madhav for more. Madhav, today many questions are also being asked where the administration, the local administration of Jammu and Kashmir is concerned, where the BJP and the PDP are in power together. The fact that these terrorists, time and again, be it Pathankot, be it Uri, or now even Nagrota, have managed to reach these army institutions is also a big question mark. So while the army has been able to, thwart a major terror strike by, of course, defending the line as they did, unfortunately, where 7 of our Jawans have been lost, the question is, what is the intelligence really doing about this? What are the police doing about this? How do these terrorists manage to come so close to these institutions?
Well, yes, certainly, of course, that's an important question. Zafar, as you know, this year has seen perhaps the worst in terms of casualties that security forces have suffered in Jammu and Kashmir in the recent past. But big question is that there is in the state a BJP-PDP government over there. There have been accusations from the opposition that you've been soft on terror, and that's why you're seeing such repeated strikes take place.
I think it's again the rhetoric of the opposition parties. If Pakistan, first time feeling the heat, it is now. And the stand taken by the Honorable Prime Minister and the Government of India towards Pakistan is known to everyone. Say they feel isolated. We are giving them eat ka patthar jawab se, eat ka jawab patthar se, and that is very evident from the fact that the outgoing army chief, what did he say? He said that jarehana andaz of India. That means that they are feeling the heat, and India is, and they have not announced about their.
There will be an adequate response, such as a surgical strike or some similar action in response to this as well.
Not adequate will be. There have been adequate response all the time, and it will continue. And you must recollect the statement made by the Honorable Home Minister that every time will be given a befitting reply. Our army is firm, and they are responding firmly to all the terrorist attack, but you must understand
so
that.
So question today, Madhav, is a befitting reply all that we really have to give Pakistan, because India has been giving these befitting replies for a long time, but unfortunately so, Pakistan doesn't seem to be learning its lesson. But I'll come back to you for more, because there are some defense experts who continue to view this situation very critically. We'll take a listen in and come back to you, Madhav.
As far as Pakistan Army is concerned, it is safer to assume that it will continue. There will be no change in policy. No Pakistan Army chief will change the policy of utilizing militants against India. So this will continue. I don't think there'll be any change, no.
As far as the US is concerned, US has been giving a military aid to Pakistan for a long time, for its own reasons, for its own interest. Their interest in Afghanistan. Therefore, they were supporting the military regime of Pakistan. They were giving them monetary aid, they were equipping them with weapons, aircrafts, tanks, guns, ammunition, equipments, clothing, radio sets, the works. And every time in the international forum, when we raise the point, we're not giving it for defending the national borders against India, we're giving these weapon aids to them to combat terrorism within Pakistan.
Defense experts, they're quite critical where strategy vis-a-vis Pakistan is concerned. But let's also go back to my colleague Ashish joining us with further details. Ashish, there are a lot of similarities that we can see in these terror strikes that have really come in, be it the Pathankot air base earlier this year, then we have seen Uri, after which we saw the surgical strike, and now there is Nagrota, which has claimed the lives of 7 of our Jawans. 7 Indian Army men have been martyred. Talk us through of what more is being seen in terms of commonality in these terror strikes.
There have been a lot of similarities. That has been the biggest point that we have been drawing parallels since yesterday morning, that Nagrota attack has a lot of similarities with the Pathankot attack and Uri attack. At least 3 to 4 similarities I would like to draw so that our viewers can understand that how there have been a lot of parallels between Nagrota and Pathankot airbase attack and Uri attack. See, the timing of all these attacks were early in the morning, between 4 and 6. The second thing is, even in Uri attack, you remember the terrorists had reached till the army unit. It was a brigade headquarter in army. Here is the corps headquarter in Nagrota. Despite that, the terrorists managed to reach till the army unit is a big issue that the army must be looking into. They were in this case, in Nagrota attack, the terrorists were in police fatigue. They were wearing a Jammu Kashmir police uniform, and in Uri attack, if you remember, all the terrorists were in army fatigue. In addition to that, heavy casualty on the unit, direct attack on the army base, the security forces establishment is something which appears to be a new strategy or focus rather of the terrorists. Earlier they used to attack on the convoys and a few other security establishment, but now they are directly planning to hit the heart of the units, basically where the families live, where their army schools, the entire establishment. That is the new strategy of the terrorists, that what we are witnessing for last 1.5 to 2 years, and that's the reason we see Pathankot air base, Uri attack, and the Nagrota attack as well.
Right, Ashish, stay with us. I'll just come back to you because I want to quickly go across to our colleague Madhav as well, joining us from Vijay Chowk with the BJP spokesperson. Now, Madhav, we've heard this time and again that India is giving a befitting reply to Pakistan. We have seen how diplomatically we have isolated Pakistan, be it the UNGA, the G20, the SARC summit. We have seen militarily where India has given befitting replies at the border. We have seen the surgical strike, but nothing really seems to be deterring Pakistan from its devious agenda. Can the BJP spokesperson tell us if the party and the government are actually thinking of other measures and means that we need to now deploy in Pakistan?
The question is this, Zafar, that as far as Pakistan is concerned, we've seen surgical strikes being used, we've seen isolation at the international stage being used as a strategy. Several such attempts that have been made, as far as the Indian government vis-a-vis Pakistan is concerned. With all of that not really deterring the kind of strikes that are taking place on ground, what more is the government really thinking of or can think of in terms of taking action against Pakistan?
You must understand that, as I said earlier, Pakistan has a terror factory. One surgical strike cannot eliminate the terror factory out of Pakistan. It has dented their intent, it has dented their morale, but they will continue to target the Indian army, and that's what they are doing. So whatever their sleeping cell is they are committed currently in India, they will instigate them to attack Indian army installation.
So what is the Indian government doing about it?
So we are doing two things. One is that army is always alert. Secondly, not allowing the Ghuspetiyas from across the border. So we are ensuring that no more infiltration happens from the Pakistan and the border. So there we are very vigilant, and because that should stop, and that has already come off significantly from the what if you see in the past. Secondly,
Okay.
there must be having sleeping cell, some people supporting their cause already in the valley. So we are extremely alert. Such attack will happen once in a while, and we have to give them a very befitting reply, which we have done, and we have to deal with them firmly, which our army is quite capable and has demonstrated it as well. But
Okay.
let me tell you, Pakistan today is actually is very frightened of India's stand, because historically, if you see, India has never been that aggressive against Pakistan. And what we have demonstrated in last few months, since the time surgical strike has happened, and on the border, the way we are our jawans are
All
firing
right.
on the eliminating the terrorists as well as the
Okay.
army casualties in Pakistan is for them to see. And what is important for us, all of us in India, that Indian politicians, political parties should stay united, and instead of criticizing the government and government's initiative and the policy, foreign policy,
Yes.
the biggest problem in India is that all the political parties
Okay,
take
we do
pleasure
hope that today is a
criticizing the
different day in the
government.
parliament, at least, Mother, where political unity is concerned vis-a-vis terrorism and Pakistan. I'll just come back to you and Mr. Islam in a couple of moments. Our colleague Ajay Jandiyal has sent us some further ground reports. We'll take a listen in.
लगभग 30 घंटे हो चुके हैं और नगरोटा सैनिक कैंप पे जो आतंकी का हमला कल हुआ था, वो अभी भी ऑपरेशन जो है वो जारी है। और मेरे पीछे देख सकते हैं, यही वो सड़क है, यहाँ से सिर्फ 500 मीटर की दूरी पर वो कैंप है जहां पर कल आतंकियों ने जो है हमला किया था। आज आप देखेंगे आरोपी जो है यहाँ से निकल रही हैं। कहीं ना कहीं पूरे इलाके को सैनिटाइज करना बहुत जरूरी हो जाता है, क्योंकि जिस तरह से कल आतंकी आए और उसके बाद उनसे हथियार जो है वो मिले हैं, उससे साफ लगता है कि आतंकी किसी बड़े मंसूबे से आए थे। और कहीं ना कहीं सुरक्षा बल भी इसीलिए एहतियात बरत रहे हैं कि पूरे इलाके को जो है वो सर्च किया जा रहा है, सैनिटाइज किया जा रहा है। इस पूरे इलाके में जो है अभी भी कॉर्डन लगा हुआ है। क्यूआरटी जो है आप देख सकते हैं यहाँ पे है, क्विक रिएक्शन टीम, ताकि अगर किसी भी तरह से कोई कोई संदिग्ध अगर दिखे तो उसे कहीं ना कहीं न्यूट्रलाइज किया जा सके। वहीं एक बड़ी चुनौती सुरक्षा बलों के लिए जो है वो ये रहेगी कि ये आतंकी जो यहाँ आए थे, जिन्हें 3 आतंकियों को कल मार गिराया है, वो आतंकी आखिर यहाँ पहुंचे कैसे? क्या ये फ्रेश इन्फिल्ट्रेशन थी जो अंतर्राष्ट्रीय सीमा से घुसपैठ करके यहाँ पहुंची थी, या फिर ये उधमपुर के रास्ते यहाँ पहुंचे थे? सवाल ये भी उठता है कि अगर ये उधमपुर से कश्मीर के रास्ते उधमपुर से होते हुए यहाँ पहुंचे हैं, तो फिर उन्होंने नॉर्दर्न कमांड को निशाना क्यों नहीं बनाया? यहाँ क्या एक सोची समझी साजिश के तहत इस इलाके को जो है वो निशाना बनाया गया है? तो कहीं ना कहीं बहुत से सवाल हैं। इस तरह के जो लूप्स हैं वो देखने वाली बात है कि किस तरीके से जो है इतनी गलतियां हुई ताकि पूरे हाईवे पे आतंकी चलते हुए यहाँ पहुंचे और यहाँ आकर उन्होंने हमला किया, जिसमें 7 जवान शहीद हुए, 3 आतंकियों को मार गिराया गया है। सर्च चल रही है और कहीं ना कहीं और कई सवाल जो है वो सुरक्षा बलों को जो है उनकी पड़ताल करनी है। नीरज कुमार के साथ अजय जंडियाल, इंडिया न्यूज, नगरोटा।
All right, so the search operations, they still continue in Nagrota as we speak, but after sending